Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to go through a Tiffin's question from a paper they have on their website. So let's check it out. And question is, the diagram below shows a square divided into three regions. You can see the three regions there. Two straight lines. One straight line joins the midpoint of the left edge to the midpoint of the bottom edge. One straight line joins the midpoint of the top edge to the bottom right corner. So what we've been told basically is that these 2 points are the midpoints. Okay, this is a midpoint, this is a midpoint. Okay, so now that we know that, it says what fraction of the square is not shaded. Okay, if that's a midpoint, and we know that this is also a midpoint actually, so we've got a few midpoints and that's the corner, that must mean that, well, this shaded section is going to be a quarter, right? That's going to be a half of this square. If that's a half of a square, right, and this whole is a quarter, let me do this again. This is a quarter. Why is that happening? Give me a second. Am I doing the right thing? There we are. Okay, so we know that these are 4 quarters. That's a quarter, that's a quarter, that's a quarter. Okay, so with that in mind, let's have a think about this again. Okay, we've got 4 quarters here, and what I'm going to think about is, well, actually this is a half of that quarter, so that's shaded. That's a half of a quarter, and a half of a quarter is going to be 1/8. Okay, so if you're not sure why that's 1/8, well, if I split all of these quarters into halves, right, I've got, let's see how many we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. And out of the 8, one of these, that blue section there, is shaded. That's why I get the 1/8, right? Half of the quarter is an 1/8. Okay, so that's that section done. So we know this is an 1/8 because it says what fraction of the square, the whole square, that's an 1/8. I need to work out what this is. That's going to be quite easy, right? Because we know, let's have a look. We know that this is a midpoint and this is a midpoint. So if I draw a straight line down, I get that. And we know this is a midpoint. And so that's not really as important, because if we look at this side, here, we've got half of the shape, right? We've got half the shape. And so if I've got half the shape there, how can I work out the shaded region? Well, that's going to be easy, because this is half, right, of the half. Half of a half is equal to a quarter. How do I know that? Well, if I just halve the other side, something like that, I can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts, and out of the 4 equal parts, one of those parts is shaded, and so I know that's a quarter. So this is a quarter of the whole square, and I know I've got 1/8 of the whole square here, and so a quarter add an 1/8 is equal to, well, a quarter is equivalent to 2/8, and 2/8 add 1/8 is 3/8. So we can say that 3/8 of the square is shaded, but question cleverly asks what is not shaded. Okay, so that therefore this part must be the not shaded part, which must be 5/8. If 3 out of 8 equal parts are shaded, then 5/8 would be the unshaded part. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments below if you have worked that out in the same way or maybe a different way. Let me know how you work it out and whether you feel your way is more efficient or this way is more efficient.